the best minds in wrestling today, and you damn well know it by now.
We know more than Google, always have, always will.
New show, bigger, better, badder, brother.
Twice as famous, twice as rich.
2.0, here we go.
Start the damn show already.
What's up, everybody? It's me. It's the JATBB. As always, I'm here with my co-host,
Superstar James Starring, the guy that makes the ladies scream until they cream.
the legendary Creamin'. We're back again for a brand new episode. Got some feedback on last week's episode. Audio issues. I was having internet issues. Jamie's house was falling down.
Yeah, I managed a podcast through a bomb cyclone with no power, no heat, no water, no internet.
It was a nightmare. And then people were so excited about us posting a brand new episode, it shut Instagram down.
Yeah, 4 hours, no Instagram. Heard it.
Yeah. So it was a crazy day, but besides the audio issues, I guess it was a good episode. Oh, Blake Wilson, a buddy of ours, did hit me up. He wanted me to shout him out, but he was very upset that we talked so much about Harlem Heat going to the Hall of Fame and took it so seriously.
Why?
Rainmaker Wilson on Instagram. I'll give him a shout out. He apparently, well, he agrees with us that the WWE Hall of Fame is bullshit, but he was upset that we wasted so much time talking about it.
Oh, you were just upset. Well, does he have a podcast?
No.
Oh, he doesn't podcast. Okay, so he doesn't know what the fuck is going on, basically.
Well, we're gonna have him on here eventually, but yeah, he that was the feedback. That was actually the only feedback I've ever gotten besides our audio issues.
Yeah. The good news is everybody's on our time, so nothing's ever wasted when you're on our time. So
that's a good point.
Yeah, it's
that's a good point. Also, I mean, I'm doing this from an iPad with a microphone I bought online.
Yeah, I'm doing it from I don't know, whatever iPhone you use that's it. I'm just doing it on that. So,
well, there's no way you have bigger than an iPhone 4.
No, I've got one. You got to use your thumb to open. When I went to get this one, I almost got in a fight with a guy because he tried to make me buy the one where your face opens it up. And all I did was tell him, I want this one in red at this price. And all I want you to do is take the shit off my actual iPhone 5 that I had. I want all my phone numbers on this phone. And then he literally goes, hey, so, it's $10 a month just to get DirecTV on here. I use it all the time. Or whatever, some kind of bullshit app. He's like, when I'm in hotels, I watch this. I go, you don't watch the TVs that are in your hotel? He goes, no, I use my app. And I was like, well, this is called a cell phone. I use it for calling people and talking to people and texting to people. I don't watch television on it. I ain't got time to watch television on it when I work. So yeah, that happened when I bought this phone. I don't know what iPhone it is. It's one of the new ones. It's one of them new ones.
Yeah, that's crazy that you have a newer phone than me. Oh, you know what? I did also get some feedback. Someone did tell me that they find it annoying that you laugh into the mic.
Oh, that I laugh into the mic?
Yeah.
Where am I supposed to laugh?
I guess every time I say something funny, you're supposed to leave the room.
Oh, so you want me to walk out of the room and laugh and come back? So it's like the people are supposed to treat farting. So yeah. Basically that person wants me to treat a laugh like I'm blowing air out of my asshole.
Well, like professional podcasts like Joe Rogan and people like that who have studios, Chris Jericho, they, I guess, have this stuff called, or I listen to Observer podcasts. They have they call them cough buttons, where basically like if you have to cough or fart or laugh or whatever, you can press like a mute button. But
Yeah, or
we don't have that kind of technology.
Yeah, push to talk. Like, that person, you know what? Fuck that person.
Boom, roasted.
Yep. When they start a podcast and they buy all their equipment and they don't laugh into the microphone, then they can comment on it. But they probably don't even have a podcast. And if they did, nobody would fucking listen to it anyway.
No. I love how I just told you all of our feedback, and your answer to everything was just like, do they have a podcast?
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we do have one of the number one podcasts in the world. So
yeah.
we're going to do something new tonight, actually, something we talked about doing. We did a preview show. We said we're going to start reviewing movies, and tonight we are going to review our first movie. It's not something I thought we'd do for our first movie, but I remember this movie being awesome, and then we watched it this week, and it was way more awesome than I remember it being. So I'm glad we chose this movie.
Yeah, I had a great time watching it. And why are you not in trouble for laughing in the microphone?
I try not to laugh in the microphone, to be honest. I also, when I'm not talking, I'm nowhere near the microphone, which was hilarious because the feedback was also that I was just breathing the whole time. It sounded like I was jerking off. But
yeah, with a trash bag on your head, you like pull the old Robin Williams.
Literally, is that what he did?
I don't know. Probably one of them did it. Somebody jerked off with a trash bag over their head and died.
I don't think it was Robin Williams, but
I think it might. I don't know. I think like death by asphyxiation. I think you're supposed to like come way harder. I don't know. I'm not educated in all this weird shit. So.
Well, you know a lot about it for never doing it. But
yeah,
yeah. So but every time you're talking or I'm not talking, I'm not anywhere near the mic. So I don't know where that came from last week, but.
I just pulled out my tape measure that was on my side because I work so hard. I need one.
You just 24/7. You have a tape measure.
Yep, 24/7. I have a tape measure. I'm probably 15 inches away from my phone, at least. Like my head is. I'm sitting in a chair upright. My phone's on the computer desk. Yeah. Speaking of working so hard,
you're one Buck Burgess. You're one Buck Burgess penis away from your phone.
Yeah. Oh shit! I laughed. I'm sorry. Speaking of working, dude, all I did after that bomb cyclone was clean the roads, chop trees. Had to go buy a chainsaw, an axe. I just had to clean up the goddamn city because these lazy ass pot smokers couldn't do nothing.
Bunch of damn hippies.
Yeah.
Well, that's
anyway,
good,
enough
man.
about that.
Yeah,
that's a podcast in itself.
I'm sure Denver appreciated your hard work.
Yeah, they do.
All right, let's get to this movie.
All right.
Okay, if you didn't guess it by now, that was a little snippet of the intro to this movie. If you couldn't hear it or couldn't understand it, let me read the lyrics for you. Thunder in paradise, lightning striking twice. Mess with thunder, you pay the price.
Damn right.
Yep. Just a badass song for a badass movie. That's right. This week we're reviewing the 1993 classic Thunder in Paradise, starring Hulk Hogan and Chris Lemon as Hurricane R.J. Spencer and Martin Brubaker.
Yeah, phenomenal. I mean, the fact that that Hulk Hogan's name is Hurricane in that movie, what a badass name in 1993.
Yeah, Hurricane R.J. Spencer. That is a badass name.
Yeah,
And I think the R, if I remember right from during the wedding, which we'll cover later, I believe the R stands for Randolph.
it does. It stands for Randolph, Randolph J. Hurricane Spencer.
Yeah.
And Randolph is I mean, I've never met a Randolph I have fucked with.
Well, I don't think I've ever fucked with a Randolph either, but
Yeah.
yeah, this movie, I remember it well. I think it was right after Nitros they would play this show.
The first, they would play it after Nitros, Monday nights. The show was only one season.
Right. Yeah, so this was a TV show that basically the first two episodes were put together and made for a straight to home video release for a movie.
Yep. And correct me if I'm wrong, but Hulk Hogan was in WWF when he started doing this show. And then legend has it that on the set at the beach, Ric Flair showed up and talked to him about coming to WCW. And he signed a contract and went to WCW.
Yeah, so I think he was either he was on his way out of WWF either way, but he either started when he was out or started when he was in, and then while he was in, he started or when he got out, he started filming. I don't think when he was in Orlando and Florida filming this, I don't think he was part of WWF anymore.
No, I think it was pretty close. The timeline is pretty close.
Yeah, but yeah, they did film a lot of it in Orlando at Walt Disney, and at the time, WCW was doing their tapings in Orlando, at Universal Studios. So yeah, that's where Eric Bischoff and legend has it that Ric Flair went as well to help out, but went to talk to Hogan about coming over.
Yep. And remember, when you look at it, it says 1994, which means it was filmed in 1993, which Hogan was up until, he lost to Yokozuna. He won the title at Mania. What did he lose to Yokozuna at King of the Ring in May or June? He put over Yoko for the title, right? And that was pretty much it for him.
Yeah, he had the appearance at WrestleMania 9, and then he put Yoko over after that. And he also had that big jet ski accident around this time that fucked him up real bad, and he had to wear an eye patch during this first episode, actually. Train! Man,
I'm made it incredible that he was wearing an eye patch because it made his character even better. Rumor has it may not, the big, story is a jet ski accident, but there's also rumors that he got in a fight backstage with Macho Man, and Macho Man blacked his eye.
Yep, that's one of those big wrestling, I don't want to call it conspiracy, but wrestling lore, one of those all-time rumors that he really got his ass beat by Savage. It wasn't a jet ski accident. But you remember Brutus had his face fucked up real bad.
Yeah, he did. He had reconstructive surgery with his face, or something happened with it. He fucked his face up. That's why he came back. He wore the beard. So I think that might have been later. I don't know.
Yeah, Brutus is in this movie. We'll talk about him, but man, talk about a best supporting actor role.
Oh my God.
Brutus was phenomenal in this movie.
I don't know. Should I look up who won Best Supporting Actor in 1993?
Yeah, here I'll Google it real quick. But
yeah,
Brutus didn't have many parts. I mean, total. How long would you say Brutus was actually in the movie or noticeable?
Probably no more than 7 minutes.
Man, listen to you typing away.
I have those spring keyboards so I can play World of Warcraft. Okay.
Gene Hackman, yep.
Unforgiven. I'm not going to shit on Unforgiven, but I don't think he did as good a job as Brutus.
Yeah, I'm not going to. I mean, Gene Hackman's an incredible actor, but man, if I put up a Gene Hackman scene from Unforgiven, And that scene of Brutus at the wedding.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough.
First of all, Gene Hackman as Little Bill in Unforgiven couldn't even build a house that didn't leak. So, and he died. So, whatever. Spoiler alert for those of you who haven't seen Unforgiven, Matt Cole. Is that ice? What are you drinking on?
Yeah, that's ice. I'm drinking a gin and sparkling water.
One of them, is it one of them flavored sparkling waters?
Yeah, it's lime.
Lime. So you have the worst one. You need to get that.
It's a LaCroix lime with some gin, some Bombay.
Tell you
Sapphire.
What be good with that is there's LaCroix makes a passion fruit.
I have LaCroix lime. I have LaCroix orange right now. That's all I have.
So you just went OG and got the embarrassing colors.
Yeah, I'm not buying something called passion fruit. But yeah, okay. So I'm gonna read we get sidetracked so easy, but I'm gonna read a synopsis real quick. Man, it was hard to find anything about this movie on the internet.
It was, yeah.
So this is the actual synopsis, I believe, from the movie. It's on so I own this on DVD.
Smart.
Somehow, the 3-pack. So Thunder in Paradise 1 through 3.
Which we'll probably review all of those.
Yeah, I think we have to. But this is the actual synopsis from that. Terry Hulk Hogan stars as R.J. Hurricane Spencer, who's an ex-Navy SEAL and confirmed bachelor, struggling to make ends meet in order to save his superboat, Thunder, and ultimately his business, which I don't know what his business is. Spencer is forced into a marriage of convenience with a snobby Megan Whitaker. When Megan gets kidnapped, it's up to Spencer and his partner Brew to save the day or risk losing everything. So that is really not what this movie is about at all. I mean, I guess kind of, but
it's an underlying theme, I guess.
But yeah, so there's your basis, I guess, to go off of. Let's see here. Okay, so the opening sequence of this movie, I took in-depth notes because I was just blown away with every scene. But
it's crazy when you watch a movie like this, and the impact of from scene to scene. Sometimes you have to pause it and just take a lap because you got to take it all in.
Yeah, it's just a lot at one time to take.
A lot at one time, and everybody's so good. The acting is so perfect.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's blew my fucking mind. This first scene blew my mind.
Chris Lemon was incredible as Brubaker, but
great actor.
Yeah, so the opening sequence, we just there's a boat with these just chicks on it, like Jamie's filling station type women.
Yeah, 4 or 5 of them.
Yeah,
4 cocktails. They have cocktails.
Yeah, they got their margaritas. They're in these skimpy bikinis. They're laying out in the sun, hanging out, and this music's kind of starting in the background. That music I played earlier, and then all of a sudden, like in Jurassic Park, these glasses start shaking, and these chicks are like, "What the hell's going on?" Right?
In the water.
Yeah. So the glasses start shaking more. You start to hear this rumble. Boom! Here comes this boat going about 8,000 miles per hour.
Fastest boat on the planet.
And we zoom in, and it's Hogan and his partner Brew speeding down the waves. Brubaker is in a full flight suit for some reason, a Navy flight suit. And Hogan's wearing some kind of tank top. He's got the eye patch on. They're both wearing Navy SEAL hats, no longer in the Navy SEALs. But they need to show you that they're in the Navy SEALs or were in the Navy SEALs.
I mean, technically, they're mercenaries for hire.
Right. Hogan's putting his earpiece on, getting ready. Brew pulls out a Magnum gun, the biggest gun you've ever seen in your life, biggest pistol you've ever seen in your life. For the people, I mean, there's not a person in sight. They've cruised by that boat full of women, and now there's not a boat near them. But for some reason, he's getting that gun ready.
We got to get ready for battle. I mean, you can't be too ready. There's no such thing as being too ready.
Right. So Brubaker goes down into the boat. Now, This is already incredible because how big would you say this boat is? 31 feet?
I would guess, 28 to 30 feet, somewhere around in there. Yeah,
It's
lengthwise.
yeah, it's a jet boat. It's like it's like a boat you take out with buddies. Like
It's a
it's a
stealth, like hauling ass speedboat.
right. It's a personal boat. It's not like it's not like a cargo boat or
Yeah, Jose Fernandez can't drive it.
no, not anymore.
No,
But
not anymore.
so keep that in mind when I tell you that Brubaker goes down into this boat, and it is the size of a submarine.
Yeah,
Well, even bigger. I mean, I'm trying to think of what the size of this thing is.
I mean it's the size of like I don't know, a small library, like a small like. If you remember the first episode of that computer room, it's about the size of that computer room in the first episode of MacGyver.
Yeah, I want to get in this boat, but let's take a pause real quick, pay our bills, get that over with, and then
Yep.
we'll continue with this because this is where it really gets good. The inside of this boat.
Hey everybody, Roadkill here. Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? Well, I have. I have about an hour roughly every day while my varmint stews in the kettle cooking up to do a podcast. So when I was trying to get the podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen to? How do I make money off my podcast? Well, I don't need any money. I live off the land. I grow my own food, but I guess, money's always good. So then I found the answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. I like the ad. It gives me the perfect amount of time I need. I can go to the my tanning shed, tan my hides. I can pick my carrots and peas and get them ready for the stew. I can make pelts. If you want to start a podcast and make money do it, go to anchor.fm/start. That is anchor.fm/start. Join me, Roadkill, and the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. Again, that's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast when you're making your vermin stew. Sit down and cast away.
All right, talking about this boat. Brubaker goes down into the cabin, and we find out this is why Hogan put that earpiece in.
Yeah, so they can chat.
Right. So he gets down here. He's got a full inside this 31-foot boat. He's got a full control room, a computer, a couple computers. He's got a full. How big is that screen? Probably 60 inches, 60-inch screen.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, it's a legit full control panel for this to control everything on this boat. Hogan's driving up top. Bruce sneezes into the microphone, pisses Hogan off.
Yeah, because he's put his earpiece in. You don't need to be sneezing. I mean, they were about to go to battle.
Yeah, there's etiquette. There's radio etiquette when you're in battle. But literally 5 seconds later, Hogan comes down. He puts a automatic gun into a safe and pulls out a pistol and cocks it for no reason. They're on their way to Cuba. I guess their mission is to rescue these people from Fidel Castro.
Well, he's evil. It's 1993.
Yeah. So these people, this woman and a child. I guess the husband's already in Florida. So, Hogan's there to retrieve this family. So they pull up. They're getting ready. Hogan's a little worried about it. Hogan says he wishes it was a night mission.
Yeah, because the boat is stealth and
Yeah, and Brubaker's like, don't worry, man. Stealth's going to work. Don't worry about it. Literally 5 seconds later, Thunder reports stealth inactive. So they're going in blind. Brubaker wants to cancel the mission. Hurricane RJ Spencer ain't about that life.
no, he's not. And just to reiterate, like the boat is supposed to stealth during broad daylight to where it is unseen by the known eye and radar. So, I mean, what a great invention. I mean, they invented it. It's like, the Klingon bird of prey cloak, for those of you who are Star Trek fans. But, it malfunctioned.
Yeah, so Brubaker wants to cancel. Hurricane is like, fuck it, we're going in.
Because he's a badass.
He's a badass. There's also a microwave down there. Hurricane Spencer's going to cook him up some rice for some complex carbs.
Yeah, real quick.
Yeah, real quick, complex carbs. Let's see here. Okay, so they pull up. They're getting ready. By the way, he somehow hacked into a satellite to get full view of what's going on.
Yeah, topographical map.
Yeah, and
however you say that.
He tells Hogan. By the way, I'm going to go from Hogan to RJ Spencer throughout this episode, but
yeah, well, I mean, everybody should know what we're talking about. It's not they can just turn this shit off.
So he tells Hurricane, "Look, I'm in this satellite. Thunder's going to be able to track every guy who's shooting at you. Thunder's going to be able to track any guy who's pointing a gun at you."
Yeah, Thunder's fucking incredible.
Yeah, the best boat of all time. Better than the Knight Rider car.
Yeah, easily better than Kit.
Yeah.
If you really think about it, name a better boat.
You can't.
I can't name a better boat.
And I challenge all the listeners to name a better boat.
Yeah, I actually challenge you guys to get on our social media and try to find a boat that's better. You can't.
Nope. So they get there, they arrive. It's the best plan of attack. Do they pull around? Does Hogan kind of sneak underwater? No, they're going to go with there's a full jet ski on board. Hogan shoots out of this boat. I'm talking about like a cannon.
Yeah.
On a jet ski into the water, starts going around. They're firing missiles at him. These things are barely missing them, not exploding at all, by the way, just dropping into the water.
Well, they're very evasive. Hogan's evasive on a jet. He's one of the best jet skiers of all time.
He was pulling some good moves on that jet ski. I'm not gonna lie. It also looked like a full grown man on a child's jet ski. I mean, Hogan was humongous on this thing.
It did well in '93. They only had like the Sea-Doo 300. They didn't have the. It was just the best they could do.
Right. So he's getting shot out by missiles, everything. So he finally has to jump off of the jet ski, and he goes underwater, and he notices a bunch of guys are shooting at him up on this pier. And Hogan, I'm going to try to say this without dying laughing. Hogan gets underneath this pier and literally gets in between two huge logs and breaks them apart, pushes them apart from each other, and brings the pier down.
That's called a feat of strength.
It is an amazing feat of strength underwater.
Which goes to show you those fucking pythons, the python power.
Yeah, it's real. So he tears down this pier underwater, one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. He gets on land. He finds the woman and the child who are just right there in the middle of the action. He of course is trying to run back. Brubaker's watching the whole thing on this television inside Thunder, telling them when guys are coming. He says, "Hey, you got 8. I think it was 8. I don't know how many people. You got these people, coming at you. Figure something out." I think he calls them plaque because he made a reference earlier about fluoride and plaque.
Yeah.
So Hogan picks up this, I don't know, 1,000-pound log, and literally swings it at about 8 people, knocks them out. Another incredible feat of strength. I mean, this is already one of the baddest battle scenes we've ever seen.
Immediately. And this, like, I mean, this is a battle scene right now that is like, imagine watching Commando when Schwarzenegger hits the island. Like, this scene may top that. I don't know. It's close.
Yeah, so Hogan is literally getting shot at by missiles. They got all kind of armed weapons. They got guns, every kind of
Assault
gun imaginable.
rifles.
Yeah, everything shooting at Hogan. And Hogan defeated him with pure strength, destroying a pier and picking up a log and swinging it.
Yep, that's all he did was use his environment to win.
Yeah, he literally, on the way to Cuba, was holding 2 different guns, but didn't shoot one gun during this whole battle scene.
Yeah, because that's how badass he is.
Yeah, I guess you don't use it unless you need it. But they are Brubaker's able to the jet ski is autopilot, so Brubaker's able to get the jet ski to drive back to where Hogan is. He's controlling it from Thunder, like on a remote control.
Yeah, what a badass.
Yeah, drives it back over to Hogan. Hogan gets these people on the boat somehow. They all strap in. Full thrusters. Let's get out of here. Well, full thrust malfunctions. Everything on this fucking boat malfunctions.
Yep.
So they're trying to get out of there. Full thrust is malfunction. They got all these people chasing them. Hogan has the first great line of the movie. He says, Brubaker goes, "Man, we got to get out of here." And Hogan goes, "They're going duck hunting, man." Which was awesome. But
it made me want to go duck hunting.
Yeah, so Brubaker's talking sweet to this thing, rubbing the panel. Finally, boom, full thrust kicks in. It goes about 8,000 miles per hour. They go from
fastest boat on the planet.
Yeah, they go from Cuba to Miami in about, 15 minutes. On the way home, Brubaker says, "Just like our Navy SEALs Day, brother, you bruise them, I lose them."
Incredible line because it's the truth. It's 100%.
Right.
That's their tag team. The bruise them and lose them.
Yeah, you bruise them, I lose them. And then they do one of the baddest handshakes I've ever seen in my life.
Yep.
They pound fists, and as soon as their fists are connected together, they both flip a thumbs up.
Yeah, which is incredible. It's not like this, everybody does this explosion, all this bullshit, bomb shit when they're doing their hands. But when you pound the fist and then throw a thumbs up, fucking A, man.
It's the baddest thing I've ever seen. I was watching that scene with Rachel, my girlfriend, and I said, "Listen, this is how we greet each other now. We don't we don't hug, we don't kiss, we don't say hello. I'm just gonna stick my fists out. You're gonna bump my fist, we're gonna flip those thumbs."
Yeah. Pound and rise, brother. That's what it is.
Yeah, so that's your opening battle scene. I mean, already your juices should be flowing.
Yeah, this is the first 20 minutes of the movie. And it's already better than pretty much every movie ever made.
Yeah, and by the way, I feel like we should have mentioned this at the beginning. If you're someone, this movie was made in '93, but if you're someone who's never seen Thunder in Paradise, you need to pause this podcast right now.
Yeah, stop. Spoiler alert.
You need to hit pause on me and Jamie. This is the only time we're going to tell you to do this.
Yeah.
You're going to hit pause. You're going to go watch this movie right now. It's on YouTube for free.
It's on, YouTube for free. You can order it off Amazon. Go to your local whatever, see if they got it, your local video store, if those still exist in some places.
Yeah, your local whatever should have it.
Go to Theater Time.
Yeah, go to Theater Time. Rent this movie. I can't recommend it enough. I mean, we've only described one scene to you guys. And
we're 40 minutes in this podcast and talked about one 20-minute scene. That's how incredible this goddamn movie is.
Yeah, you need to watch it immediately. Okay, so next scene, we cut to they call it the Sun Coast of Florida.
Yep, beautiful.
Yeah. We see a man arriving to the airport, an elderly gentleman. We later find out his name is Edward Whitaker. He's going through the airport. His limo pulls up to this resort on the beach. I mean, this humongous resort, right on the beach. We cut down to the beach off of the resort where there's like a tiki bar, but it's a pretty large bar right on the beach.
Big door. Probably sits about 40, 50.
Yeah. Yes. If you would, I mean, you would run a bar like this, right?
Oh, easily. By myself. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would. I have. I mean, that's a no-brainer for me. Pretty easy. High overhead, cheap booze, good people, good times.
There are chicks everywhere in this scene, by the way. I mean, it's
Most chicks I've ever seen.
yeah, we haven't mentioned the same people who made Baywatch, phenomenal television program, are the same people who did this movie. So there are just chicks in bikinis everywhere down right here. We see Kelly LaRue, who works at the bar, Carol Alt. She is bartending. These guys are like checking her out, and she doesn't say a word to him. She just walks over, puts a cherry in her mouth, ties the stem, gives it to him, walks away. I mean, just a baller ass move.
Yeah, and that keeps them coming.
How many times have you done that while you've been bartending?
Oh, tie a cherry with my tongue?
Yeah.
Seriously? Honestly, man, I probably lost count.
No, you're bartending and a couple chicks are checking you out and you don't say a word. You just walk up, put a cherry in your mouth, tie a stem, hand it to him, walk away.
Probably over 100, I would say.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Yeah, I could do that. It's pretty, it's easy.
Okay, so we cut out right outside the bar. There's a arm wrestling table for some reason. I would say 100 people are watching these guys arm wrestle. Which, by the way, dude, a tiki bar on the beach where people are arm wrestling and cheering for it is probably the baddest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's a place I want to be at all times. I mean, I live in South Florida right now, and there's no places like that in 2019.
Yeah, which is embarrassing.
It is embarrassing. So there's an arm wrestling table. We see Brutus Beefcake, supporting actor. We see he's arm wrestling Hercules Hernandez, who's also a wrestler.
Yeah. Hercules. First of all, Brutus Beefcake, nominee Best Supporting Actor that year. Hercules at the time he had been incredible.
Yes.
He was incredible. He was huge. He wore a chain. Like, these guys they're good. They're great actors. I'm glad they could transcend.
Yeah, so Jimmy Hart is also in the scene. Jimmy Hart is losing his mind watching these guys arm wrestle each other. Everyone's into it. The old man, Edward Whitaker, pulls up. He's here to take the hotel back from. This is where we meet Megan Whitaker.
Yeah.
So Megan Whitaker runs this resort. All right, backstory here. Megan Whitaker runs this resort. It was given to her by her father. Edward Whitaker is the uncle. I guess in the will, Megan got the hotel, but there's a clause. Okay, she had to get married before a certain date. Well, that date is 48 hours from the day. So Edward has come to, there's no way you can get married in 2 days. Come to take over the hotel, blah, blah, blah. So as this is going on, somewhere close to the beach, I don't know where, Thunder pulls up, getting back from Cuba. They unload the people, family reunited. There's, by the way, about 300 people to greet Thunder. You would think a Navy warship had just returned from a 9-month deployment.
Yeah, and somehow it was all people. Yeah.
People were waving American flags.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was awesome. They're cheering Hogan as he gets off the boat.
Shit, we were there.
Yeah, we were definitely there. This little girl walks up, and I thought it was his daughter at first, which makes it less weird than what the reality of the situation is. But this little girl walks up and immediately asks, she asks how the mission went, which I don't know how old this girl is, 6 to 8 years old.
Yeah, she's smart for her age, though.
Super
Obviously,
smart.
she's running around with fucking Hurricane and Brute, so she's
Yeah.
smart.
She wants to know how the mission went. She wants to see Hogan's eye. Hogan shows her his eye. It's gross.
Yeah, red, weird.
Yeah, they go over to this to the shark, and Hogan starts telling this in-depth story to a 6 to 8-year-old child about the shark attack that he went through. I mean, I'm talking about in-depth story.
Yeah.
They go to the shark. Hogan goes, "Let's see what we can find." Pulls his hand in the shark, pulls out a license plate
from where? California or somewhere?
Yeah, it wasn't Florida. I can't remember where it was from.
I think it was California. It was first of all, the shark was a hammerhead shark. It was a hammerhead.
Okay, he pulls out a license plate. Then he pulls out a full conch shell. He says, he looks at the little girl. He says, "The more junk they eat, the better they taste."
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
100% true.
Next, he pulls out a necklace next, which is one of the weirdest looking necklaces I've ever seen.
It's like Aztecian.
Yeah, it's like really old.
Mayan.
It's nothing anyone would wear.
No, nobody would wear it except for like ancient Mayans during like sacrificial ritual.
Right. So he gives it to her. She wants it real bad. He gives it to this little girl. She goes, "Thanks, Hurricane." So at this point, all indications are that this is his daughter. And she calls him Hurricane. So immediately I'm like, well, that's weird that she would call her dad Hurricane.
I mean, it's kind of, his name's Hurricane.
Which I guess if your dad is RJ Spencer, you call him Hurricane.
Yeah, you fucking call him Hurricane. What the fuck are you going to call him? Daddy?
Yeah. So he gives her this, right? And then he goes, "Let's go to the Scuttlebutt," which is that bar, that tiki bar. So he's going to take this child to a tiki bar. He goes, "Let's go. Let's fly over to the Scuttlebutt." She goes,
"Smart move."
Yeah, she goes, "Fly over." Right? Doesn't know what he's talking about. Let's fly over to the Scuttlebutt. Cut to next scene. Hogan and a small 6 to 8-year-old girl are parasailing.
Yeah.
Off of the back of Thunder to go to this bar. I don't know how far away they were from it.
I don't either, but they parasailed over there, which is badass.
It is pretty badass. And it cuts to them up in the air. Hogan is laughing like a lunatic.
Yeah.
Having the time of his life. Again, at this point, I'm like, okay, this is his daughter. No big deal. They get to the Scuttlebutt. They land on the beach. Again, there's like 1,000 people around. To be an extra in the background of this movie would have been fucking incredible, by the way. But
millions of dollars.
Yeah, there's all these people in the background. We find out at this point that the little girl is actually Megan's daughter.
Yep.
Which makes everything at this point so weird. Because this little girl has nothing to do with Hogan. She's just like a fan. And he's
who wouldn't be at that point?
Yeah, but
I mean, he's, Hogan's, trained,
You're just going to take a random 8-year-old child parasailing to a bar?
If they're a fucking hurricane maniac, yeah.
Yeah, if you're Michael Jackson. But so Hogan takes this girl parasailing. They land. He takes the gear off. He's in a Speedo.
Yeah, complete, just nothing.
Yeah, incredible.
Ripped all the shit.
Yeah. So Megan Whitaker comes up. Megan Whitaker, very beautiful, but right off the bat, you can tell she's not anyone you want to have to deal with on a regular basis.
Yeah, snooty, kind of like Redcoat snooty, like Great Britain.
Yeah.
Pretty woman, though. Pretty woman.
Yeah. Stabbable.
Yeah, super stabbable.
So she comes, she freaks out. Like any good mother would do. She's upset that this grown man took her daughter parasailing.
In the ocean.
Yeah, she says something like, "I've never met someone so annoying," to which Hogan's response was, "Well, you must not know very many people."
That's fair.
Yeah, he's also wearing badass shades at this point, by the way.
And by the way, little side note, if you ever need to know anything about sunglasses, just watch this movie.
Yeah, he's wearing badass sunglasses this whole movie.
Yep.
So
Everybody wears badass sunglasses in this movie.
So she's freaking out. She says, or Jessica, that's the little girl's name. She goes, Jessica, let's go. This little girl gives her mom the bitchiest look and points this necklace up at her. Like, look at what this grown man has given me.
Speaking of millennials.
Yeah. And the mom goes, what is that? And she goes, it's a necklace. Hurricane pulled it out of a shark for me. Which is awesome.
Yeah, what a badass.
Yeah, so she's upset. Hogan just looks at the mom. This is a direct quote. I'm sorry if you think parasailing. I'm sorry if you think parasailing is dangerous. For Jess, I'll ask permission next time.
Yeah, and he swore by it.
Yeah, he looks at the girl and goes, take it easy, squirt, and does the badass fist thumbs up thing.
And he was being honest as the day is long with her. He's like, hey, I took your daughter parasailing after I ripped a necklace out of a shark and put it on her. Next time I'll ask for permission. I respect you.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
It's fair. And he's an honest man. He's a law-abiding citizen of the community. He's there for his people, and he's there for his kids. He's just, he keeps kids out of gangs. Like,
yeah, neither of us are parents. Hopefully, we never will be.
Yeah, hope to God we're not.
But let's say we had an 8-year-old and we had no idea where this child was, and we look out on the beach and we see our small daughter parasailing with Hulk Hogan in a Speedo, landing on the beach. Obviously, initial reaction, we're going to be upset about it. But
it's Hulk Hogan.
Right. Initial reaction, we're going to be like, what the fuck's going on? But if Hogan's going to stand there and say, listen, I didn't realize this was dangerous.
Because it's not for him.
Right.
It's not for him.
I didn't realize this was dangerous. Next time I'll ask for your permission. I'm going to respect that.
100%.
I'm going to respect that move, and we're going to move on.
Yeah, we're going to move on, and as long as you ask me after that, you can parasail across the planet.
Agreed.
Around the world in 80 days parasailing. I'm fine with it.
Agreed. So Hogan goes up to the bar, still in a Speedo. This hot chick runs down. Immediately, she's all over Hogan.
Yeah, wet as hell.
Yeah,
and I mean not water wet.
Not from the ocean. She's all over him. She goes, "Hey, let's go down the dunes. I want to show you something." Hogan's like, "All right, let's go fuck this girl real quick." Boom, takes her, stabs her.
Yeah, the old filling station.
Yeah, we cut to Brubaker. Brubaker's at home with Thunder. Very upset about the malfunctions, obviously.
Well, he's trying to make it right.
Right. So he's got his tools out. He's fixing Thunder up. He's talking to it like it's a person. He tells Thunder he's very upset with it. He says, I graduated first in my class at MIT.
Yeah, he did. Smart man.
Yeah, he created some kind of system for the Navy. And now you've embarrassed me in front of my best friend.
Tough time.
Which Thunder did, by the way.
Time.
Thunder did, by the way.
Yeah, Thunder did, and that's a tough time. They got to figure it out.
We cut to the evening, late evening. Sun's coming down. Hogan is on his porch. I'm going to describe Hogan's outfit real quick. He's wearing no shirt. 1993 Hulk Hogan's jacked.
Yeah, ripped. His name was Rip in another movie.
Yeah,
so.
He's huge. So he's no shirt on, jeans, snakeskin cowboy boots.
Jeans tucked into the boots.
A matching snakeskin belt.
Incredible.
A bandana, of course. He's chilling on the porch, reflecting. You can tell he's in a moment of reflection.
Yeah, just taking the day in, busy day. Busy day.
Brubaker arrives home. He's going about 100 miles per hour into the driveway. He goes, hey, you missed a hell of a workout, brother. Notices Hogan, is out, reflecting. He goes, what's going on? Hogan says, man, the Navy didn't pick up our prototype. They went with another contract.
Which the prototype was
Thunder.
To interject, Thunder. So basically, they created this boat and built it with their own business on the good terms that the Navy was going to accept this prototype and use it for future whatever they needed to do. By the way, the Navy is a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, because this is the baddest boat of all. I want to see the boat that the Navy picked.
Yeah, I would like to see whatever the Navy picked. I would really like to see it because I've never seen a boat that is unbeatable like this boat.
So he says the Navy didn't pick it up. Brubaker starts freaking out, man. This is political economics.
It's just
he's mad as hell. He says, you sunk your whole life into this boat, payment after payment, man. Everything you have is in this boat. You're up to your neck in debt. To which Hogan replies, yep, we're losing the boat next Friday. So basically, this was their last chance. They put all their money into this boat, which, I mean, God knows what this boat's worth with all the
money. I mean, it had to have been more. The money they put in that boat had to have been more than everyone else had combined.
Yeah, I may not even be able to afford this boat.
But maybe both of us together, and that's
maybe.
So
they're losing this boat next Friday. Hogan goes downstairs next to Thunder. He's sad. You can tell. I mean, this is some good emotional acting by Hogan.
Phenomenal.
Yeah, he's upset. He looks at Brew. He goes, man. He goes, it feels like I've been fighting my whole life. I'm always battling. I'm always fighting. He says, I'm just punched out, man. I'm punched out. It's over.
Very emotional. I was bawling.
Yeah. This is one of the most emotional scenes I've ever seen.
I went and took a shot of whiskey, poured a rocks glass, and usually I do 3 fingers. This time I did 6 fingers of brown in a glass. I had to drink it. That's how sad I was.
Yeah, it's a very emotional scene. Brubaker goes, you're punched out, man. I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm talking about they're playing this music. Hogan's upset. It's a crazy emotional scene. Next thing you know, out of nowhere, Brubaker kicks Hogan in the face. Side karate kicks him in the face. It kind of wakes Hogan up. Brubaker side karate kicks him in the face again. And now Hogan's ready to go. They start doing these karate poses. They're making these noises. I wish I had the audio for it, but I mean, Hogan is making the most insane noises of all time. They literally went from like an in-depth emotional conversation to full-on karate.
Yeah. Imagine the fight scene and They Live.
Yeah.
This is along the lines of that.
Yeah, these are 2 best friends who just out of nowhere started fighting each other. They're having a little battle. Hogan chokes him. Brew breaks one of Hogan's fingers.
Yep.
At this point, they start dying laughing. So they went from emotional to whooping each other's ass to dying laughing in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's, by the way, one of the best scenes I've ever seen in my life.
It's an incredible scene in the movie, and it just takes you, it's an emotional roller coaster. Shows you how good of actors these guys are.
There is no way at this point in my life, if I'm ever having a serious conversation with anybody, I don't start doing karate.
Yeah. And the best part about karate is, like, Brew knew his shit. He was making all the right. Like, Hogan went into fight mode, and his growling, like, he was growling like, a giant.
Yeah, Brew was doing actual karate. Hogan was just going, it was, I mean, I've never heard noises like that in my life.
Yeah, and that's like, sometimes as fucking Bert, Bert from Paulie, Burt Lang, whatever his name is. Paulie, Burt Young is his name in real life, but Paulie from Rocky. Sometimes you got to get the stuff out of the basement, and that's what Hogan was doing, getting stuff out of the basement. Thunder. He just lost Thunder, and he had to get that stuff out of the basement. So there's a lot of deep bellowing, a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah, it was an awesome scene. They start dying laughing. Brubaker's getting Hogan fired up. Says, "Hey man, Kowalski's down at the scuttlebutt."
Well, first we gotta say, sorry to interrupt. The last scene of the fight was, Brew charged Hurricane. They thought it was over, and then Brew charged Hurricane to get him. Hurricane dodged him. I mean, it was the fastest dodge I've ever seen in my life.
He also lifted up his leg to trip him, which wasn't necessary because Brew dove into the water.
Yeah, dove it way over his head leg.
Yeah.
So then they both end up laughing while he's in the water, and he helps him out, which you think he's going to pull Hurricane in, but he doesn't out of respect because the battle's over.
Yeah, and also that swerve was pretty amazing to miss Brew coming at him.
It was.
So they're laughing. Brew soaked. He starts firing them up. He says, "Hey man, Kowalski's been running his mouth. He's down the scuttlebutt right now, running his mouth."
And Kowalski's a cocksucker.
Yeah. So backstory: Kowalski is a guy who sucker punched Hogan, or sucker punched Hurricane Spencer.
Yeah.
And gave him the eye. That's why he's wearing the eye patch. Kowalski's a piece of shit. They were arm wrestling. They sucker punched.
He's a cheater.
Yeah, he sucker punched Hurricane. So Hogan gets real fired up at this point.
He's not punched out anymore, boys. He's got punches to throw.
Yeah,
tell you what,
he's ready to go at this point. So we cut to the scuttlebutt. We see Kowalski, who, by the way, is played by, rest in peace, Jim the Anvil Neidhart.
Rest in peace. Phenomenal actor.
Right. Oh, so in between this, by the way, we don't really need to talk about it, but Megan is being consoled by Lola Miller, who is the chick from Facts of Life, the old lady from Facts of Life.
Yep. Yeah.
She's talking to her. Oh, this is hilarious. She's talking to her. Megan's like, "I don't know what to do. I'm going to lose the hotel." So this old lady, the Facts of Life lady, gives her a ring. Goes, "This was from my fourth husband. He was my favorite."
Good for her. That's a big sacrifice.
Well, that's what they say. Number 4 is always the best.
Yep. If it's 4, you score.
So she goes, "This may be what you need to do to keep the hotel. You need to get married." And she goes, "Well, who could I marry right now?" And literally about 30 yards away, Kelly LaRue is listening and just goes, "Hurricane R.J. Spencer." So they're trying. I mean, if you live in this town at this time, there's nobody you want to bone more than Hurricane R.J. Spencer.
Yeah, who else was there to marry?
Yeah, I mean, my God.
Embarrassment.
I mean, maybe Beefcake, but
yeah, no, I'm fine with Beefcake or Jimmy Hart. Fuck it, but they're not Hurricane.
Yeah, so that's the game plan. They want her to marry Hurricane. But yeah, cut to the beach. Kowalski, Jim the Anvil Neidhart, he's arm wrestling Beefcake. Beefcake, I guess, just all day is arm wrestling.
Because he's a badass.
There's 100
That's what
people.
He does. That's what he does. That's his career.
There's still 100 people watching. I mean, these people are going apeshit watching this arm wrestling match. Kowalski wins, basically cuts Beefcake's arm off. And he starts cutting a promo on the people in the crowd, and it is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
It's classic Jim the Anvil Neidhart. He's
incredible.
Yeah, he's doing that crazy laugh. He's going, "Give me my money. Give me my money. I'm the champ. I'm the best." And this girl, this extra starts dying laughing.
Yeah.
And Anvil gets 2 inches from her nose and goes, "What are you laughing about? What do you think funny?" Just screaming in this girl's face.
So do you think, all right, in all honesty, they just said that, so basically what happens, everybody showed up to set, and they're like, all right, here's what's going to happen. You do this. All this other shit was fucking ad-lib. Like, it was all fucking.
Oh, yeah, he just started cutting a promo.
Yeah, and they're like, fuck it, this is badass.
Yeah.
Because he's a great actor.
Which it was badass.
Yeah, it was incredible. I'd like to see Kowalski versus the Smasher.
God. I'd like to talk to the Smasher.
Talked to him a while back.
So Kowalski's running his mouth. All of a sudden, he notices Hurricane. Hurricane's on the beach. He's not shirtless anymore. He's wearing a cut off jean shirt.
Button up.
Nothing is better than a cut off button up.
Yeah, he's wearing the Save, basically.
Save outfit. Cut off jean shirt with jeans on the beach. Hogan comes up, arm on the table, no word said. It's just, hey, it's time to fucking go. He starts arm wrestling Kowalski. Hogan, it's pretty close. They're going back and forth. It's a good match. Hogan takes his eye patch off, exposes his eye. I think he says an eye for an eye at this point.
Yeah, he does. He says an eye for an eye. That's an age-old, that's fair. Hogan's being fair by the rules of life.
Yeah, that's one way to look at it. So he takes his eye patch off. Kowalski goes to sucker punch him again. Hogan blocks it.
Incredible.
Kowalski headbutts him, doesn't face Hogan. Hogan punches him, knocks him out cold. People lose their minds.
Yeah, he's over. Crowd goes crazy.
Yeah, he's way over at this point.
Yeah.
Megan is going to approach Spencer at this point, tell him what's going on. They go up to the hotel room. She goes, how much do you owe for Thunder? He says $93,000. There's no way this boat is way more than that, but that must be what he's got left on it. She says she'll pay the loan if they get married. Hogan just goes, I'll let you know. She goes, when are you going to let me know? He just shrugs his shoulders and walked out the door.
Yeah.
Probably the baddest way to answer.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
At this point, Hogan jumps on a chopper. They play this badass guitar solo, another reflective moment. This is Hogan at his best, man. He's in deep thought.
So I'm not gonna lie. During this scene, when he hopped on the chopper, he hopped on a fucking badass chopper. I mean, I'm talking about it. I mean, I would say that fucking motorcycle cost $250,000. It was so badass.
Yeah, it was a badass
scene with the guitar solo. It reminded me a lot, and it may be a better scene. It reminded me of Jean-Claude Van Damme in Bloodsport when he was riding on the fucking subway train. Just thinking about life, heading out, big decisions. There's a broad horizon.
Yeah, these deep reflective, you don't see this in movies anymore. These deep reflective moments with just a badass guitar solo playing in the background.
Yeah, and sometimes you just gotta step out of yourself and think about life. You gotta contemplate on what the fuck is going on, and if it's, you gotta make the right choice, and the world moves so fast nowadays. Nobody stops and thinks, that nobody takes these moments you can't make the right choice if you don't ride on a chopper to a guitar solo and think about it.
We're back at the bar. Bruce talking to Kelly. These two want to bang it out. We're establishing that.
Yep. Good man, good catch.
Right. Hogan accepts the deal. He said he'll do it. She wants to make a big scene of it. She says her uncle has eyes everywhere. So Hogan proposes to her right there at the bar. It wasn't good enough the first time he did it, so he freaked out. He picks her up. He starts screaming. He's like, I can't hide my love anymore. It's one of the best proposals I've ever seen besides Savage with Elizabeth, probably.
Yeah, it's an incredible proposal. He picks her up, screams, I love you. Everybody's paying attention. Everybody notices. People are shocked. The whole crowd.
Bruce definitely shocked. Beefcake is the happiest guy you've ever seen.
Yeah, he's super stoked for one of his best friends.
Yeah. My thought is that Hogan or Beefcake was on so much cocaine, he thought Hogan was getting married in real life.
And that's what a badass.
Yeah, let's get into your part.
Yeah, I've done that much cocaine. I get it.
Okay, so at this point, we see our bad guys for the first time. Giant Gonzalez is one of the bad guys. If you don't know who he is, he's a wrestler. Look him up.
El Gigante in WCW, Giant Gonzalez in
Yeah.
WWF.
There's like 10 guys trying to pick this missile up. No one can do it. He picks it up easily. We see the leader, Sam Jones. You may know him as Flash Gordon.
Yeah.
He's the main bad guy in this movie. He's talking about this necklace and how he's in jail with a guy who said that this necklace will lead him to a fortune. Your classic treasure hunt story.
Yeah. And a good bag, like, he got out of jail, so that means he's a smart bad guy.
Yeah, and also for no reason, this little girl's picture wearing this necklace is in the paper.
Yeah, it's because they were taking pictures of all that stuff earlier in the movie. And happened to photo her, and they made it a point to, like, show, like, it was foreshadowing, because, it's 1993, so you didn't have to use the inception, the walls to foreshadow. So that was why they let you know it was going to be put in the paper. So they found it that way.
So, yeah, also at this point, I put this down in my notes. It was hilarious. One of the bad guys looks at the missile and goes, "Man, I wish I had this for whaling."
Yeah.
he goes, "Kabloom."
Yeah. Which, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, that's a good missile. That's a good missile to use for whaling.
It would take a whale out, that's for sure.
It would sure fuck a whale the fuck up.
So back at the hotel, Spencer's getting ready for the wedding. He's got a nice suit on. He's practicing saying "I love you." He's a little nervous about it. Brubaker starts asking about community property. Hogan has no idea what it is. Bruce's like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me, man. Community property. She's gonna own half the boat."
Yeah, so the point is...
Yeah, explain to everybody community property.
Yeah, so basically, she's marrying Hogan, so she gets to keep the hotel. On the other side, she's going to pay off Hogan's debt for the boat, so he doesn't lose the boat because they're going to repossess it. So community property, when they get married, it means each item is half owned. Everybody owns half of everything. So they need to figure out how to sign some sort of prenup or, decide who gets the ratios of what. So, she's paying off the boat. He's getting her the hotel. That's the arranged marriage. They got to deal with it. The best thing to do is just decide and be like, hey, you get the hotel, I get the boat. Let's not fuck with this bullshit. But you need to have that shit in writing. You never know how bitches are.
This is the first Hogan's ever thought of it.
Yeah, well, because everybody's a man of their word, woman of their word, or it of their word. Everybody's a human of their word, or however you want to. I don't know. Everybody's an identity of their word. However you want to word it.
Everyone's an identity of their word.
Yeah.
So, all right. At this point, Nicole walks up. This is that hot chick from that Hogan was banging out earlier. I want to say girlfriend, but I don't think he has a girlfriend.
I don't think. Why would he have a girlfriend? It's just his fucking. She's Monday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So she is mad as hell that Spencer's getting married. She had no idea. So she goes, well, let me give you, no, this is her line. Well, least I can do is kiss the groom.
Yeah.
I mean,
kiss the groom.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So she's making out with him. Megan shows up, which, by the way, Megan shows up tits out. Like she's wearing a robe, but it's open at the tits for some reason.
Because they need to show you like how hot she is too. She's a competitor. It's compatible.
Yeah. So Bruce trying to distract her. It's not working. So, she freaks out on this chick. She scares her away. Basically, she yells at Hogan. Hogan's trying to talk community property. She's not having, she's not listening. They go to the wedding, and okay, first of all, cut to the wedding. First thing you see, a sign on the beach that says hurricane warning, severe winds.
Yeah.
Perfect day for an outdoor wedding.
Might as well have a wedding on the beach.
Cut to
And I didn't know if hurricane warning meant like Hurricane Spencer was there, you know?
Yeah.
Just to let bad guys know, hey, he's here, don't try it.
How bad would it be if everywhere that R.J. Spencer went, there was a hurricane warning sign?
Maybe there should be. Stand back, there's a hurricane.
All right, so hurricane warning. For some reason, they're getting married outside. It is so windy. Like, people are dropping shit. Nobody can
Hats
move.
are flying off.
Yeah.
Nails are flying up.
Hogan, on his wedding day, which if I ever get married, this is exactly what I'm going to wear. White tuxedo, bow tie, blue bandana, badass shades.
Yeah, badass shades.
So they're up there. They're in the middle getting married, which, by the way, is best man's brew, obviously. But also, his groomsmen are Brutus Beefcake and Jimmy Hart. Beefcake is wearing like what you wear to the beach. Like Brew Baker's in a full tuxedo, and Beefcake's sitting next to him in like literally what you just wear to the beach.
It's what he wore to fight.
That's what he wore to arm wrestle.
Yeah.
It was like they were like, "Hey man, you're up next for this arm wrestle." He's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go be in this wedding real quick."
Hang on. Yeah, let me go. I mean, he went from arm wrestle. What a badass though. He's arm wrestles, pops over, best man. He pops over, not best man, but pops over, jumps in the wedding. And then Jimmy Hart is wearing that incredible Vincent Price outfit.
Yeah, piano key jacket, sports coat.
Yeah.
So they're up there getting married while the preacher's going through his thing. They're literally arguing with each other about community property. She says she wants 51% of Thunder, which is crazy.
Embarrassing.
Yeah. But he goes, okay, you can have 51%, but I want 51%. She goes, of the hotel? Are you crazy? His response is, no, 51% of the scuttlebutt. So Hogan doesn't want 51% of this humongous resort hotel on the beach. He wants
makes billions of dollars.
He wants 51% of a tiki bar that where people arm wrestle.
Well, can you blame him?
It is the baddest bar I've ever seen.
It's the baddest bar of all time. People arm wrestle. It's a tiki bar. Nothing but hot chicks. He's price sliding them all. So, like, it's the right choice. What's he going to do with a hotel? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess it's a pretty good choice. Which I think, by the way, we should mention at this point that Bruce Beefcake, as badass it is to just show up wearing whatever you want, he should probably have went to blacktux.com.
Yeah, he should have went to blacktux.com. If Roadkill can do it, he can do it.
Yeah, so they get married. Bruce Beefcake starts crying. I mean, incredible acting job.
Oh my God, dude, that performance!
Yeah,
it got me. I was crying. I'm not gonna lie, I was crying watching his performance, and with the wedding. I don't know, just the way everything intertwined and the emotion that Beefcake put into it. I think the wedding scene alone puts him past Gene Hackman for Best Supporting Actor that year.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely voting that. Okay, so the bad guy's at the wedding for some reason. His girlfriend approaches Jessica, who's wearing the necklace, says, I love your necklace. My boyfriend can appraise it. This 8-year-old girl's like, yeah, let's get it appraised.
Yeah, let's talk about how much it's worth.
Yeah, let's find out how much this bitch is worth. So she goes over there. This man offers her $100. Imagine how much $100 was worth to you at like 8 years old.
In 1993.
Yeah. This bitch, Jessica, goes, nah, Hurricane gave it to me. So they end up just stealing it. They take off running. Hogan sees this, obviously. He knows what's going on at all times. He sees this. He starts chasing them. He runs them down, tackles them. At this point, Giant Gonzalez shows up. they basically have a wrestling match on the beach. Gonzalez picks up Hogan, throws him about 80 feet in the air.
Launch.
Yeah, Hogan flies through this like tiki hut thing, like a building. They
and mind you, Gonzalez was over at that point. Like, he was in Thunder in Paradise. He was on a couple episodes of Baywatch, and he fucking was WrestleMania 9 with The Undertaker. So everybody kind of knows who this guy is at that point.
Also, Hurricane and Megan just got married. This little 8-year-old girl who's annoying me already is calling him dad.
Yeah, calling him dad. I always wanted a dad.
Yeah, immediately. So they sneak off. They get in the hotel. Well, they break the necklace in the struggle. The necklace gets broken. The bad guys take off. They
get a metal detector.
Yeah, he goes, Brew, grab a metal detector.
Which are they're very accessible in the 90s because a lot of people metal detected.
Oh, yeah.
Back then.
So, all right, hold on. I lost this place in my notes here.
Well, that's a good time to...
Boom.
My whole right side of my computer desk is covered in empty beers.
Okay, so they get a metal detector. They find all these pieces. They go back to Brew's house, Spence's house. Hogan's wearing the smallest shorts you ever seen in your life.
Incredible shorts. Like the shorts that are like longer in the front and the back than they are on the sides. You know, they like loop up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they are badass. So they're trying to figure out how to put this necklace back together. It's about 20 pieces.
If not more, yeah. It's a puzzle.
They show a montage at this point that makes it seem as if 8 hours have went by, and they've only put together about 10 pieces.
Are we going to talk about the cigar he smoked?
I was just about to say, when they cut back to them doing this puzzle, Hogan is sitting right next to this small child and this woman, and he's smoking the biggest cigar you've ever seen in your life.
Straight from Cuba.
Yeah, straight from Cuba. He's they're finally the little girl keeps going, I got another piece. So they discover that it's a map. Brew comes back. Somehow Brew has figured out the whole story on the necklace. I don't know where they went.
Yeah, they figured it out. Brew, Kelly or whatever her name is.
Yeah, so they're like, it's a map, but we don't know where it goes. You know, they're trying to figure it out. The annoying little girl crawls under the table, sees an X on the bottom.
Yep.
So instead of turning all the pieces over, 4 grown people and this little girl crawl under this table. They all see the X.
It's a nice family moment.
Yeah, they figure out it's a treasure map. So they're gonna go. They're like, fuel Thunder up. Let's go. Let's go get this thing. So Megan wants to go. She owns 51% of the boat now. She wants to go. She's wearing a safari hat for some reason. Train. She wants to go, which is like the biggest mistake of all time, bringing her. They go. They at this point, we see the bad guys are on a full cargo ship.
A real live destroyer.
Yeah. We see Jessica and Kelly on the beach. Kelly's sculpting a perfect head of what I guess is Brew. I don't know. Or what? Or no, she's doing Jessica, right?
Yeah.
It was perfect. Jessica is freehand with crayons drawing an exact replica of this necklace map that she just memorized. I mean, this kid's a genius, really.
A genius.
So Hogan, they find the island. Hogan has to carry Megan the whole time. It's like, man, why'd this bitch even come? Kilmer follows. Well, they kidnap the girl. They kidnap Kelly. They take this little girl's crayon map and find the island. The Thunder guys are there. They're having a hard time finding the X. Hogan scales a tree. Sees that the X is made up of the rocks that they're sitting on, He picks up the biggest rock you've ever seen and moves it. Find out that there's an underground cave under this huge boulder that Hogan moved by himself. They go down in there. They're arguing, and out of nowhere, Brew literally picks a random rock. There's no indication that this is anything. And Brew just goes, Spence, check this out. Moves that rock. There's treasure behind it. Gold coin treasure, necklaces, jewelry, all kind of treasure. You know, they're freaking out. Also at this point, while Brew's finding this rock, a snake, Megan falls backwards into these cobwebs for no reason. She crawls on her.
Yeah.
And Hogan goes, oh man, I didn't know you're afraid of snakes. She goes, well, I just don't like disgusting stuff crawling up my leg. And Hogan goes, I'll keep that in mind. Dick joke. First dick joke of the movie. So,
because it crawl up her leg. It
definitely crawl up her leg.
Yeah, both of them, twice.
Yeah, so they find all this shit. The boss finds them. They look down in the hole. The boss is acting crazy at this point. He's literally screaming at these people down in this hole.
Freaking out.
Yeah. You, woman, move now. Like, that's how he's talking to him.
In, like, the period after every word.
Yeah, he's saying one word at a time. He's screaming. They bring all the gold up. They tell him that they have Kelly and Jessica. Let's see. Okay, so they're going to close them in there, obviously. So they move the boulder.
Shutting them in there to, they're getting all the treasure. They're heading out, and all is well in the world. Everybody dies in the cavern. That's the
right.
point.
So they go over to where this little water is, and Brew drinks it and realizes it has salt water. So they know that it's a way out. At this point, the bad guys go to try to take Thunder. They have the keys. Thunder, as they're trying to start the car, Thunder goes, incorrect weight for owners. Please identify yourself. So Thunder just knows the weight of Brew and Spence.
Which it should.
Yeah, it says enter identify. I mean, why did the Navy not pick this boat?
I have no idea.
It says enter identification code. They don't know the code, obviously. It starts electrocuting them, which is awesome. And Kilmer
gets them to the point where they live and are able to jump off the boat
into water.
Do you think the Coast Guard picks this boat easy?
Oh yeah, easy.
Yeah.
So they can't take the boat. Kilmer, the bad guy, his name's David Kilmer. He looks back at the boat and goes, "Man, you got a real attitude problem."
Yep. And that's
everyone talks to Thunder like it's a person.
What's great acting, because Thunder is a character. Like, the reason why all this happened is because of Thunder. So, what'd you just do? Open a beer?
Yeah.
What kind of beer?
PBR, obviously.
No, typically. Hipster.
So, at this point, Hogan's going to have to swim out and find a way out. He's in a Speedo again. He breaks some glow sticks. They have glow sticks down there. He's going to swim. He's getting his breathing right. He's getting ready. How long can you hold your breath, Jamie?
So he's oxygenating his blood, is what he said when he was taking the breaths. For me, if I were just to get thrown in and have to hold my breath, I'd probably do a good 7 minutes.
Yeah, that's not bad.
I mean, you probably do more because, you being in the Coast Guard and being around. I mean, I guess you probably do 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone's ever seen me swim, but it's impressive.
No, I bet it is. Yeah, one of the best swimmers I've ever known. Yeah,
Hogan's getting ready. He has a line tied to his foot. That way they can follow him out. So Hogan's underneath the water. He's trying to swim, find his way out. You see the rope getting stuck on a rock, Megan goes, how long can he keep his breath under there? Brew goes, don't worry about it. He's part whale.
Which is incredible.
Yeah. So the rope breaks. It gets caught on that rock. It breaks. Brew freaks out at this point. He's trying to jump down in there after him. Hogan finds the way out, but instead of going up to get a breath, he just turns around immediately.
He turns around. He does not go towards the sunlight.
Yeah.
He straight turns around. There's a couple things he can do, mind you. He can get out of the water, run back on the island to the goddamn...
Yeah, open the boulder
and pull them up, or open the boulder and jump down and swim him to freedom. I don't know. Whatever he wants to do. There's multiple options, but he just turns around and swims back without taking a breath.
Yeah, which is badass.
Yeah, because that's who fucking... I mean, he's RJ Hurricane. So
at this point, he comes back. He gets them. They're like preparing Megan. Brew gets down into a Speedo. Megan's in a bikini. They're like, getting her ready. They got this little air pouch for her. They start getting out of there. She's got to go into the air pouch immediately. She's terrible. The second time she goes in, she passes out. So now, again...
Which is hilarious.
Yeah. Again, Hurricane has to carry her.
Yeah. World meets nobody halfway.
So they all swim out. They at this point, the Thunder is tied to the cargo ship. I don't know how far out this cargo ship is because the bad guys had to come to the island on a little, skiff boat. But the next scene, cut to the next scene, RJ, Brew, and Megan are just getting into Thunder. So they swam all the way out to this boat.
Yeah, they swam up underneath the boat.
Yeah, they swam. There's a little pothole or whatever you call it underneath the boat somehow. I mean, this is the baddest boat of all time. They crawl into the boat. Hogan has to get in there, and he's going to have to get on the cargo ship, take care of the bad guys. But before he does, he starts putting this paint on his face.
Well, it's psychological warfare.
Yeah, that's what it is. Megan goes, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Psychological warfare." So he paints like camo on his face. Hogan also, when he gets on the boat, so I guess he crawled up the anchor rope. I don't know how else he got up this cargo ship, because the side of a cargo ship is probably about 30 to 40 feet in the air. You're not going to scale it.
No, you don't just scale it. It's a big ship. But I mean, I don't know why a guy like, Hurricane, or us, we've both done that. We know what it takes. It's hard work.
So anyways, he's on the boat. He's in biker shorts at this point. He has the biggest knife you've ever seen. He knocks one guy out. The next guy does a bunch of karate shit, and Hogan just punches him out. Giant Gonzalez shows up, swings the axe at him. They start fighting. Hogan does all these punches, eventually knocks Giant Gonzalez down into this pit.
Slams him down through the hull of the ship.
Yeah, it's awesome. The bad guys point a bunch of guns at Hogan. The main bad guy, Flash Gordon, goes, "I'm stunned to see you." Like, emphasize on stun. I guess it was a joke about Thunder stunning him.
Yeah.
Which would have made no sense at this point. A, Hogan didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
And B, it was like 2 hours after it happened.
Yep.
He was just saving it.
Which is what good bad guys do.
Yeah. He also goes, "Oh, yeah, Navy SEAL. How about Navy Anchor?" And,
yeah.
Which is
at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, it's a sick burn. So they tie Hogan up into a bunch of chains. They're going to throw Hogan overboard. Hogan goes, "Go ahead and kill me, but you let them go." That's what a hero does.
Yeah.
So they throw Hogan over. I mean, chains. His arms are handcuffed. He's in full chains.
With
all
a pipe
around
wrench. A giant pipe wrench.
With a giant pipe wrench tied to him as well to keep him down. The girls are also thrown overboard. Their hands are tied. They are underwater. As soon as Hogan sees the two girls are thrown underwater, he literally hulks up and rips through these chains underwater.
The real American.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hurricane R.J. Spencer underwater is the baddest person who's ever lived.
Ever. He is, I don't know. I mean, he's better underwater than anyone else is on land.
Yeah, so Bruce shows up. He has a little air thing. He's giving everybody O2. They all get in the boat. Kelly and Brew make out finally.
Brew got his work. He got his girl.
Yeah.
Saved her life. A little shock and all. She's into it. We'll see how long it lasts.
Yeah, they all strap in. They're getting ready to go. The little girl goes, "Are we going to give Thunder full thrust commitment?" I mean, this girl knows everything that's going on.
Yeah, she's a smart kid.
Kilmer says, break out a Stinger missile. Let's blow them off the planet. They give this view of this dude shooting the Stinger missile.
Somehow out of a bazooka.
Yeah. Full thrust malfunctions again, obviously.
Same view as Shark Attack 3.
Yeah, it's hilarious. And Brubaker is trying to get it to work. He does a full karate kick onto the control panel, and all of a sudden full thrust starts working. And that missile literally drops about 2 feet from Thunder as Thunder is about to take off to go 8,000 miles per hour. Doesn't explode. It doesn't fall in the water. It like follows them, right?
Yeah, follows them forever.
Yeah. Okay, so this part is hilarious. So this missile is following the boat, and Thunder knows when it's about, like, can read the impact. So they're like,
because it went into super fast mode,
right.
So it's like 2.9 seconds, 2.8 seconds, 2.7 seconds.
So Brew goes, "Hey man, it's gaining on us. Hogan looks at him crazy as shit and goes, "I want it to."
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, I want it to. What goes around comes around. And Hogan whips that boat around, U-turns it. The missile U-turns somehow. And we're getting a countdown. 5 seconds, 2.4 seconds. Like, literally, this is what Thunder's saying. 2.3 seconds. But we're showing about a 2-minute montage.
Yeah.
And this missile is 2.4 seconds. 30 seconds later, 2.3 seconds. Finally, 0.5 seconds. Another 40 seconds goes by. 0.2 seconds. At the last second, Hogan turns that boat, and instead of following the boat like it did on the last turn, it goes directly into the cargo ship.
Phenomenal move.
Well, it's using your brains. Again, like the opening scene, it all comes around. You don't need to use a bunch of guns. You don't need to use
you're smart.
You don't need to use a bunch of missiles. He used his brain to defeat the enemy.
Turns out that guy was the whale. He wanted to use that Stinger missile on a whale, and turns out he was the whale. Yeah,
so Hogan goes, "Brew, call the Coast Guard. Tell them Tell them there's some barracuda they need to fish out of the sea." Another badass line. But
he's not wrong.
Brew looks at him and goes, "Spence, man, what about the treasure?" Hurricane looks back, says, "Hey, man, there's always another day in paradise."
There's always another day in paradise.
Yep. So we cut to the honeymoon suite. The happy couple's in bed. Hogan's waiting in bed. Megan comes out in some lingerie. As soon as she comes out, Hogan's bottle pops.
Yeah.
They start making out. We see that there's a camera in the vent, which is creepy as shit.
They're watching it. Hogan's into it.
Well, we would find out later in life that Hogan is really into it.
Yeah, he's into it.
Yeah. This is a little foreshadowing. I just now put that together. But yeah, so they're the uncle's watching to make sure that the wedding is real. She goes, move your hand. I said, fake it, not make it.
Hey,
Bruce in the hot tub with Kelly and this old bitch, the chick from Facts of Life. And then that's the end of the movie, man. Thunder in Paradise. We get the song at the end again. Thunder in Paradise, lightning striking twice. You mess with thunder, you pay the price.
you pay the price.
I would like to say Ed Leslie is credited as Brutus Beefcake, and Jimmy Hart is credited as Jammin' Jimmy.
Yeah, Jammin' Jimmy.
All right, so that was Thunder in Paradise. I hope we did a good job describing to you. I basically described it scene by scene.
We just basically just quoted the whole movie to you.
Yeah, I can't recommend this movie enough. Before we rate it, I found some hilarious ratings on like Amazon and stuff. There's a couple of them I did want to read real quick. This guy goes, his title of his review was Terry Hulk Hogan, part whale, part machine. The Warrior in Paradise, which would make you believe he thought this movie was badass.
Yeah, you would think it would be badass.
But he gave it 1 star. This was his review. If you were given the movie, give it back.
What the fuck does that? Give it back because somebody let you borrow it.
The person who gave this to you put filth in your hands. This movie is the worst thing I've ever seen. Blah, blah, blah. And then he says, please save 2 hours of your life. The movie's an hour and a half, but I'd leave a half hour for vomiting. And don't watch this movie. It's packed with a few mildly entertaining fight scenes and the beautiful single women in distress that all the Hulkamaniacs can enjoy, but this is not the time nor the place. I'd watch The Nanny 3 times in a row and act like I enjoyed the Hulk's acting abilities before popping the VHS of Thunder in Paradise again.
What? There's no way this guy's still alive.
No, his name's Hollywood Al.
What an idiot! Why would it be Hollywood Al? The fuck is that?
He's terrible. I just like how he goes. He acted like it was the best movie of all time with his entrance or with his title, and he goes, "Save 2 hours of your life, hour and a half for the movie, half hour for vomit."
What if you vomited for a half hour? What kind of pussy does that? Who vomits for a half hour?
Okay, this guy goes. This is a long one, but this one's hilarious. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but this guy's in the UK. He goes, "I'm a grown man with lots of degrees, a family, a wonderful life as a public school teacher. I have a respectable house, children, a loving wife, 2 dogs, and a budgie." I don't know what a budgie is.
A what?
A budgie.
What the fuck is that? A budgie cord?
I don't know. It's a UK thing. But he goes, with that being said, I'm giving high praise to a Hulk Hogan movie. The Thunder Collection, made by the same blokes who created Baywatch. Colorful, fun, clever, amazing production, wonderful music, and what I would call a great escape. The first in the 3-play can be a bit confusing since it gave Hulk a wife and a different daughter, which, by the way, in the rest of the series, he did have a different daughter.
He did, yeah.
Also, that was the last time we ever saw the wife.
Yep, but it was the last time we ever saw the wife.
He goes, let's see here. The duo of Hulk and Chris Lemon, Carol Ald's charm and beauty, and the incredible production value makes this the perfect wintertime viewing. How delightful to see blue skies, hot sun, hot women. I've been pleasantly surprised to read so many great reviews who seem to agree with me. The action is more bombastic than bloody, and the use of Hulk's daughter in the film gives the movie a great attitude for kids. The dialogue is amazingly clever, characters well drawn out. Brew and Spencer's food tasting trick is amazing. I think that's in the second movie. Their comic timing is as good as any of the folks from the Ocean 11 movies.
Yeah, fuck you, Ocean's 11.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, George Clooney, the cocksucker.
He says, also, I think this is like Thunder in Paradise 2, but he goes, Brew and Spence's cliff jumping scene, or no, Brew and Spence's exciting chase sequence through the Middle East buildings, culminating in a delightful back and forth, are right up there with a cliff jumping scene in Butch Cassidy.
What a badass.
I mean, is this the best thing you've ever heard?
Yeah, he watched the movie, actually.
Yeah, he obviously gets it, man. He gets it.
Yeah, he gets it. Good man.
So we'll try to top that. TV Guide said that on a 1 to 10, or gave it a 1 on a 1 to 10 scale and called it violent, dumb, and dull, saying that Hogan's facial expressions looked like he swallowed a bottle of kale pectate.
Yeah, well, TV Guide's also for a bunch of people who bake onion rings in the oven.
All right, so that brings us to us. Jamie, we obviously have the 10 beer scale. Go ahead and give your review of this movie.
All right, so Thunder in Paradise as a whole. All right, hang on. All right. My review of this movie. This is a movie that it's an emotional roller coaster with phenomenal acting. From start to finish, it's action packed. There's drama. There's love. There's seduction. There's evil. This movie has it all. There's nothing you can't find in this movie. I mean, there's past stories. The story is so in depth. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm giving it 9.5 beers.
Wow, that's pretty high.
Yeah, 9.5 beers. Just alone. I mean, if you look at things like if you look at movies in depth, you look at the set design and the costume design. And the fact that Hogan walked around with snakeskin boots, tucked in blue jeans, and a sleeveless button-up denim with a bandana and the baddest sunglasses I've ever seen, is the costumes were everything. Like, I don't know how the movie didn't win any Academy Awards for set, costume design, or best original film score.
Yeah, it's Hogan's wardrobe alone is unbelievable in this movie. I think I recommended that we do this movie because I remember Thunder in Paradise being incredible. I used to watch the TV show all the time.
Phenomenal show.
I forgot until I watched this week how badass this movie really was. It is, I mean, from top to bottom, incredible. Hogan and Chris Lemmon together are phenomenal. I mean, all the scenes are hilarious and hilarious in different ways.
Yeah, completely different ways.
Yeah, so I would give this 9 beers easily. I recommend everyone go watch it. I can't recommend this movie enough. I loved it. One of my favorite Hulk Hogan movies.
Easily one of the best movies ever made.
Yeah.
Truthfully, you're an idiot if you haven't seen it.
No, you need to go watch it immediately. I mean, we basically just described every scene, but you need to go watch this movie.
It's a real movie with real people living real life, going through real situations. And, life is hard. And if you want to talk about reviews, Rotten Tomatoes gave it 38%, so Matt Cole probably won't watch it.
Yeah, he lives and dies by Rotten Tomatoes.
And Rotten Tomatoes, you know what I do? I throw them in the garbage.
There you go.
I don't eat or listen to Rotten Tomatoes.
So before we go, I did find some trivia, some facts about the production of this movie that I thought were hilarious. So first, Chris Lemmon credits his decision to work on this series as the reason casting directors stopped hiring him, effectively ending his acting career.
Well, when you're done with Thunder in Paradise, you're done.
Yeah. Hogan stated in an interview that he did not get to keep the Thunder Scarab boat used on screen, but he had one built. I did hear that the boat was used later on in McHale's Navy, and they blew it up during that movie.
Yeah, I heard that too. Great movie, McHale's Navy, by the way.
Douglas Schwartz said in an interview that Hulk Hogan would often spend his Friday. Douglas Schwartz, by the way, was the director. Said in an interview that Hulk Hogan would often spend his Friday nights at Hooters after the week's episode had concluded filming. Thunder in Paradise was one of the first acting gigs of Heidi Mark, who started out as a Hooters girl prior to her acting career. So Hogan probably banged her out.
Yeah, filled her up. No big deal.
Production took place at Disney. A lot of scenes were at Disney. Several of Hogan's wrestling colleagues made appearances throughout the whole series, not just this movie, but Jimmy Hart, we said, played Jim and Jimmy. Ed Leslie played Brutus, a.k.a. the Beast. That's what it says here.
Yeah.
Jim Neidhart played Norman Kowalski. Jorge Gonzalez played Tormato or Matador. Ray Hernandez played Herc. That's Hercules, obviously. Fred Ottoman, who was Tugboat, and also Shockmaster. He was in the series. He played Yusef. Steve Kern played Levette. These are all in the series, not in this movie. Terry Funk played Amarillo Dokes. And Steve Gordon, who's Sting, played Hammerhead, which is unbelievable that Sting played a guy named Hammerhead.
Yeah. And I saw where Beefcake, Ed Leslie, was in like 19 of the 22 episodes.
Yeah, I wish there was a way. I don't think there's anywhere you can watch the other episodes, but
yeah, they're all on YouTube.
Yeah, I can't recommend this movie enough. This was our first movie review. If you have any movies you want us to do, let us know. We already have like 20 to 30 that we want to do.
Yeah, so we'll get to yours.
Yeah, we'll get to yours eventually, but just talking about it, we have a long list of movies we want to review. If you have any, this is our first movie review show. If you have any advice for us, man, people love giving us advice on how to do the show better. So let us know. I know we ran a little long, but I mean, I wanted to cover every scene in this movie because every scene was so incredible.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal movie. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we compared it to Unforgiven. So
yeah. Well, we compared Brutus Beefcake to Gene Hackman.
Yeah, and Brutus outacted him in 1993. So
yeah. So like we said, this movie's on YouTube. Go check it out. Go check out our page on YouTube, Mega Power Hour 2.0. Go check out our Instagram. Go check out our Twitter. Jamie, Facebook page.
Coming soon. It's up. There's it's pretty much just got all I got to do is hit the launch button.
So there you go. Let us know what you think, man. We'll see you next week.
Yep. Peace.